I'll give you the go. I'm going to let the announcer do his initial match welcome, and then I will pick up from there. So pressing play now.
Your cannabis destination is for the Project X Wrestling Heritage Championship. Let's make some noise. First, the challenger from the Sudan, Estabile, the son of Abdullah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Project X Wrestling presents To the Extreme. From the table, I am the voice of reason, Joey Clips, getting set to bring you the action for the Northern Heritage Championship. You hear the music there. Getting set to make his way to the ring is the challenger. He is the son of Abdullah, the man from the Sudan, Soa Amin. For those of you not familiar with this beast, Soa Amin is absolutely terrifying. Well over 6 feet tall, well over 250 pounds with more than 20 years of experience. He's traveled the entire world and is well known for his violence, his masochism. He is terrifying to behold. Many have likened him to a car crash. You can't look away no matter how hard you try, and that's just what you're going to get here from that man tonight. Hear this house erupt. No love for the man from Sudan. However, this fires him up. It makes him more dangerous, more violent. He is walking bad news for any man in his path. Our official here tonight doing well to give himself a little distance between Soa while he takes a knee. Says a little prayer for the violence he's about to bring to our champion here tonight.
Your Project X Wrestling Northern Heritage Champion, from parts unknown, this is Genesis.
And you heard it there, folks. Our champion, Genesis. And I'll tell you, folks, this is a first-time meeting between Genesis and Soa Amin, which is probably bad news for the champion here tonight, but he's a champion for a reason. He's got to be ready to take on all comers, big and small. And Genesis, no slouch himself, another enormous individual in great condition. He is fired up tonight, and you can see the focus on his face. And of course, Soa Amin making his debut here tonight, which gives him the advantage, because he will have known more about Genesis than Genesis could know about him. Genesis perhaps at a disadvantage, perhaps the underdog tonight, but as I said, a champion for a reason. You don't get to wear the gold just because you look good. You can hear our hometown crowd. They absolutely love this man as they erupt. Genesis taking his time. Perhaps too much time, because he got jumped by Soa Amin, taking him down off the ropes while he was welcoming the crowd to his matchup. Oh, and a huge overhand right. Hard into the ring apron. Oh, and follows through with a shot to the ring post. I haven't heard a bell here, folks. Big right hand by Soa. Genesis trying to fight him back. Oh, and a thumb to the eye. Oh, and a huge Irish whip hard into the guardrail. Soa Amin so crafty. Now with a handful of hair, taking him face first into another ring post. Rearing back and hanging him across the top of the guardrail, across that midsection. And again, in even harder. As I said, brutality. Genesis trying to fight back. The official trying to get these two men back into the ring so we can start this match. Not officially going yet. Genesis in big trouble right out of the gate. Soa Amin threatening a backhand to the referee. Referee having to keep his distance while trying to do his job. And into the crowd we go, folks. This is extremely dangerous. Mostly for Genesis at this point. Soa setting him up and hard into a barricade there on the floor. Genesis in huge, huge trouble already. Oh, and Soa going at him with a chair, but the referee just saved Genesis from a trip to the hospital. And Amin giving a little bit of shut-ups to the crowd and heading back to the ring. Our official checking on Genesis, seeing if he can continue tonight. This might be over before it begins. A forfeit could be the end of a championship title reign. The official back in the ring and warning Soa Amin to stay back. And a rare word from Soa Amin to this crowd, showing his disdain for them. We've got movement back at the corner of the arena. Genesis back on his feet. How tough is this kid? Can see him hurting, trying to prop himself up, trying to catch his breath. Maybe an injured back already. Very, very dangerous for Genesis. He's got to make a big decision right now. Does he want to defend this championship or does he want to save his career? Because both are at risk right now. He rolls in and gets met by Soa. Referee calls for the bell. And there's that bowling ball-sized headbutt from Soa. And another big right hand. Oh, and another huge chop by Amin. Sets him up, whips him across the ring. Follows through with a huge splash. Now back across off the ropes. And an enormous lariat. Genesis is in huge trouble here. Soa Amin showing his strength and his experience. Amin standing over him. Has a cover. And a 2 count. That is something else with just a foot across the chest. I don't think Amin was necessarily going for a 3 right there. Maybe just forcing Genesis to expend some energy. Oh, and some classic Abdullah moves right there. Huge chomp on the fingers. Oh, and a knife-edge chop. Amin sets him up, big Irish whip, but misses with the splash. Great movement by Genesis. Big stinger-like splash. Genesis back to the other corner for another head of steam. Here we go with another nice splash, catching him with a knee to the midsection. Hitting him with a big clothesline, trying to slow the big man down, trying to take the wind out of his sails, but Amin just taunting him. He's smiling. You can hear the contact of that big clothesline. Amin staggered a little bit. Genesis going up, big body slam, not sure. Nope, not a good idea. And a near fall there, but Amin back up, trapping the arm and going straight into a nice crossface. Great S-grip and just winding it in, winding it across the nose and mouth, covering the mouth there even. Great psychology. Now winding the shoulder back. This is an enormous, enormous crossface hair pull. Amin still stretching the shoulder and delts there. The amount of pain that's involved in this, you can go right to sleep with a move like this, especially with Amin laying all of his weight across the back, pinching the lungs to the mat. Again, great psychology. Genesis, though, great presence of mind. Rolling his hips, gets into the ropes. The mark of a champion is knowing where you are in the ring at all times. Saved himself so far, but I'm not sure if he only saved the championship or if he's only saving himself for more of a beating. And a couple of big right hands by Amin. Sets him up. Nice roll through reversal by Genesis. Boot to the midsection and a chop. And another overhand chop. Oh, and huge contact. Genesis on Amin there. Now Genesis trying to set him up. Amin too strong. Hangs onto that top rope. Great knee to the midsection, and another. Again, maybe the key is taking the wind out of the big man. Genesis sets him up, but gets reversed for his troubles. Across the ring we go. Misses that clothesline. Beautiful scoop into a roll-up. And Genesis gets himself a 2 count. Great presence of mind again by the champion. Needs to use his speed, calling for that big choke slam. Amin trying to fight away from it. Instead sets off fight fire with fire, grabs a goozle of his own. Who's going to get the better of this exchange? Amin breaks the lock, sets him up in a huge choke slam. Oh, that could be the end of the night for Genesis. As you know, that is Genesis's finishing move. And it just got turned around on him. And Soa just soaking in all the love that this crowd has to give him. And I say that ironically. Amin taking his time, taking his shots as he pleases. Beautiful back ride into a Campbell clutch choke. Again, has that S-lock locked in across the chin, cranking up hard on that vertebrae. Again, you can go to sleep, and the referee checking now, quickly in. Concerned for Genesis's health here. That's 2. One more, ladies and gentlemen. You have a new champion. Genesis clenching that fist and says, "I'm not done yet." Gets a shot of adrenaline. But oh no, huge. And another 2 12-6 elbows to the top of the head that it compresses the spine. That'll put you out. Beautiful shot by Amin here. Warning the referee to stay back. But the big man takes his time, and another huge elbow shot back of the neck. Amin so vicious and so calculating. Goes for a big clothesline, misses, back elbow misses. Genesis, great speed and movement, flying clothesline, and down goes Amin. Genesis needs to capitalize here. He knocked the big man down in hard, but he needs a moment to recover himself. Bringing this big in-house crowd into the match. It's always that third man. You never know when they can come into play. Genesis mounting the ropes. And Amin, the ever-consummate veteran and pro, rolling out of the ring. Forcing Genesis to follow him. Yup, gets taken by the ankle, dragged out to the floor. You saw what happened at the start. This is a dangerous place to be, and now Amin just chopping him down. Those shots are to the back, ladies and gentlemen. If you think across the chest hurts, the back is even worse because you can't see it coming. Genesis fighting back, and this time he delivers one across the top of the barricade. A little tip for tat. Nice Russian leg sweep. Sends Amin back first, but goes in for himself as well. Oh, and a low shot. And now back up high. And Amin taking a bite out of the forehead of Genesis. Misses with a big club. Trying to get back into the ring because you hear the referee's count, but Amin takes him by the waist and drags him back to the floor. And oh no, ladies and gentlemen, that's a 10 count. Referee calling a stop to the legal action at this point, a double count out. But now Genesis looks like he's looking for a little redemption, perhaps to send a message to Soa Amin. Right hand held high, looks like he's going for that chokeslam goozle again. Oh, and Soa Amin grabbing the ever-present foreign object and a huge shot across the top of the skull. The trademark move of the Butcher is also the trademark move of the Sun. This crowd absolutely livid with the shot by Soa Amin. For Amin, a loss is never just a loss. He still takes his victories where he can get them. Convinced he's won the championship. I don't know if the big man realizes the title doesn't change hands on a countout. Ripping the championship belt away from the referee. And a good idea for the referee to just let it be. Amin walking out with the Northern Heritage Championship belt, but I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Genesis is still your Northern Heritage Championship holder. An absolutely vicious matchup ending in a double countout. An unfortunate turn of events. Our official still with Genesis in the ring. We got movement, though. That's a great sign. Genesis hanging on to his head. They are going to need medical attention immediately when they return to the back area. Such a dangerous situation here, but again, the constitution of the champion showing itself. And there is your official ruling. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you for joining us at Project X Wrestling to the Extreme for this matchup. Be sure to catch us April 11th at the Caruso Club at Sudbury, Ontario, where we will see Soa Amin, Vikram Prashar, and a mystery partner versus Genesis, the Beast King, Frankie the Mobster, and Gangrel, along with all of the other great pro wrestling action brought to you by Project X Wrestling. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and good night.